On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Cincinnati set to take over once again. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get him next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now it's Burrow. That's caught, Andre Yoshivas. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. Play action. It's Burrow as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Jalen Carter. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball in his hands a lot quicker.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Just 21 yards on the punt there. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We've got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talked about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
Rolling to his left. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage were so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
Encroachment defense.
Jumping all the way from the outside, maybe getting a little early start in the corner blitz.
And the only time it makes sense to get that penalty is exactly as you described. Otherwise, he should never get that penalty.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Flush to his right. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Back to throw. Steps away. Hurts fumbles it. And the Bengals grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So he went out of the pocket left, and then things got dicey.
And what often happens is when they get outside, they want to keep their eyes downfield in order to try and complete a pass. But when they try to make a play, they've got to get their footwork involved. And that can really mess them up as well. And in this case, nothing went right, and the ball got knocked free.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
How did he stay on his feet? And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 35. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure to give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving them a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep, and he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. They were tackled there by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Burrow looking to pass. This one complete to Yoshibas. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles 16. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another 1st. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? As an inside linebacker, got to be a little bit more poised.
No doubt about it, because they get a little bit of flexibility, especially when they're trying to stuff a gap. You know, we get that double A gap look. This time he got too eager and got too deep into the backfield.
Now it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Burrow will throw. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
But trailing here in the first half still, but maybe, Charles, that'll help them get some momentum back. First the forced fumble, and then they're able to get a field goal out of it.
And down in the game, they came out and created their own opportunity on one side of the ball and did get points out of it, as you mentioned. Complimentary football right there as they try and bring this one back to even.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. To throw on 2nd and 10. Hurts. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
That one complete out to Dotson. Down the right sideline. He may go. Jahan Dotson. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now there is a flag down. But I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
Defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Elliott now to add the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. Here we go. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 34 yards to gain that time. Another first down.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw here. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. It's T. Higgins with a touchdown pass from Joe Burrow. And the Bengals have cut it back within a score.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Evan McPherson for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was T. Higgins who capped the drive with the touchdown reception. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. And out now come the Eagles. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Airing it out deep for Smith. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, 61 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott on for the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Now, after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that's going to be short of the landing zone. It doesn't make it there, so that means the ball's going to come out to the 40. And that flag accepted. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st down, Cincinnati.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw again. Open man is Higgins. He'll get it inside the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 11. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll give them a fresh set of downs.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it.
Touchdown! Joe Burrow spotting T. Higgins for the touchdown there. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the 1st half. So the late touchdown there, and that certainly changes things as we move toward halftime.
Yeah, and there's a potential for things to change even more because, remember, they get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. So they can potentially double up here and take the lead. A great opportunity for them.
And McPherson on for the extra point. Not no good. He missed it. Missed the PAT, and this will remain a 5-point game. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this 1st half as the kick is away. And it's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29. They'll throw now on the final play, escaping the pressure right. Now he's loose again. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Bucs set to get the football first, and they trail here as we get started in the second half. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. The Bengals drive about to get going. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll drop to throw. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively.
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. To Barkley on the check down. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Here's Hurts to throw. It's caught. Smith. Down inside the 10. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains. Hurts. Being chased out left. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it. And oftentimes...
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts. It's a 1-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to extend their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now a short one to Gesicki. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Here we go.
Now Burrow. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Quick throw there is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Pulled in at the 24. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They go play action with Hurts. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away but could not. Trey Hendrickson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked by Logan Wilson. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So the completion good for just 3. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this is incomplete, but a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Offside.
And this could be a 1st down. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
11 MT.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And that one is knocked down, but I don't think it's going to matter. The defense looked like they jumped.
Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
3rd and goal. Burrow. Touchdown, Bengals. Jamar Chase on the touchdown throw from Joe Burrow. And the Bengals take advantage of the field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
McPherson on for the point after. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. McPherson now for the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. after the touchdown. McPherson on to kick this one away. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Throwing is Hurts. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Out to his left. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14.
Offside.
First down.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Dotson in motion right. Back to throw now on first down. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That puts him in excellent position, first and goal after a gain of 19. Now they send a man in motion right. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So that's going to move them half the distance.
First of all, you can't jump in this situation, but think about your play calling now. Could easily change what you want to do and maybe make things a little bit easier.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Buying time to his left. And he's going to go down, but a penalty marker too, and they might very well have jumped the snap there.
Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts taking it in from a yard out. And the Eagles will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And not much doing on the return. Good coverage there. Going to stop him in his tracks at the 15-yard line.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
That's taken in by Higgins.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Here we go.
Throwing again, it's Burrow.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow.
That is caught. He'll get it inside the 20. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They're passing here, Joe Burrow.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Burrow looking to pass, and he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal.
Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Bengals have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. And McPherson on for the extra point.
The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. It's Devontae Smith and the Eagles ready to go on offense.
They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Dancing to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
From the 41, Hurts. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 31-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown.
Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
Now a short one to Gesicki. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Mike Gesicki. An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bengals are back within a score.
The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 28-yard line.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment defense.
So he jumped as a safety. You might know a thing or two about that from your playing days.
Well, I remember creeping up near the line of scrimmage on certain blitzes or certain coverages. Never jumped off sides, though.
Not once?
Not once. I wish I had a few times. It would have stopped some of those plays I got toasted up on.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 3rd and 1.
Dotson in motion right.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
He's got his running back out of the backfield. Now inside the 25. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Saquon Barkley, 61 yards.
And the Eagles use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead.
That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they end up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. T. Higgins leading the Cincinnati receiving corps out for this upcoming series.
So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game, offense.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry.
Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch.
One, ready?
Now it's Burrow. Pass complete to Higgins. And Higgins is going to have a Bengals first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37. To throw, Burrow. And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it. And it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go.
Throwing, Burrow. Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 37. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now a short one to Gesicki. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
The 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10.
It's complete to Brown, right side.
Now 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
Burrow. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Here's Burrow.
And it's caught. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Mike Gesicki with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
And the Bengals have got it back to within a score. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And the Eagles hands team able to cover it up. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
And got his man complete. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Yeah, he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So Burrow and the Bengals
down by 12. A little over a minute to go. Field goals, useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order.
Gun.
Now Burrow.
His throw incomplete.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Well, they need to score, and score quick. 1 timeout remaining. Final minute, 1st and 10. And that one complete once again to Higgins.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
So that is going to tie an NFL record that has stood for more than 70 years. 7 touchdown passes in 1 game. It was first done by Sid Luckman of the Bears in 1943, then by Adrian Burke of the Eagles in 54, and now that mark equaled here in this one. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's 1 timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
This one goes out wide for Barkley. And that should do it. He's got a first down. And the Eagles, they can run it out from here. The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Hurts. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.